All right, welcome to Rainmaker Training and Coaching. Super excited to be here with you. Thank you for the opportunity. Today's Thursday, which means it's the next to last day for this platform after 3 years of doing this morning call from 8:30 to 9. We're going to put it on hold for just a little bit. It'll come back eventually. I don't know how long, but it is being replaced with a new platform. The information for that is in the chat. And if you're watching this on video, the information in order to join our group will be in the description down below. All right, 1992. I get into the fundraising business. It also happens to be the year that Monica and I were married, which means we've been married 30 years, praise God. And all the gratitude goes to Monica. And I became a salesperson for the first time in my life, not really understanding what it took to be in sales, knowing that in order for me to be successful, I needed to have customers. Now, at the time, I also didn't really know what lead generation meant, but I did know that the routine that I was modeling from others who had been successful before me was to get in my car and go on a daily route, and it changed daily. And my job was to call on schools and to sell product fundraising, cookies, candies, gift wrap, all those things that you guys hate as parents. That was me, so you can blame me. And within a very short period of time, I became pretty successful at that. And by 1996, I was a part owner in the company, top 1% in the country in what I did. And there was no training or coaching that even existed back then. It was just figure it out. One of the things that I read from Tom Hopkins in his book, How to Master the Art of Selling, is if you speak to enough clients, people who are going to buy the product that you're selling, they'll teach you everything you need to know in order to be successful. So that's what I did. 1996 was also the year Colin was born. Fast forward to 2002, and Lacey is born. She's watching, she's going to get mad at me. 2001, Lacey's born, and I'm really not digging what I'm doing anymore. Monica says to me, "You're not really having fun at your job anymore, are you?" My response was no. But we had a problem. I had 2 children, bills to pay, and I was making really good money. Now what? She suggested you should get your real estate license. My response was no way. I don't want to be a real estate agent. Well, she won. She always does, by the way. So the older I've gotten, I've just realized give in sooner, because you're going to give in sooner or later anyways. For all of you guys who are married, there's the first note you should write down, write it down, write it down, write it down. And I get my license. I interviewed with one company and I interviewed with one team. And the reason is because I'm a big believer in modeling. And these guys were succeeding at the top of the top in the local market. And my strategy was I was going to go to work with them for 4 years, learn everything they did. And then I would go out and start my own real estate business and just implement everything I learned over the previous 4 years. Problem. I decided to do this part-time in order to build up a book of business that would enable me to make real estate my full-time gig. And the owners of the company that I was partners with decided that they didn't like the fact that I was selling real estate part-time, so they gave me an ultimatum. The ultimatum was quit selling real estate or we're going to fire you. My response was, cool. Give me the night to think about it and I'll get back with you tomorrow. So I go home. It's 2001. Working for Keller Williams at the time, by the way. And I get an email from Gary Keller and I'm thinking, holy cow, Gary Keller sent me an email. I must be super special. Not realizing that it went out to everybody in the company. Okay. Now, the email is telling a story about a man who is climbing a mountain in the middle of the night. Now, why you would climb a mountain in the middle of the night, I had no clue, but it's part of the story, so we're just going to go with it. And he falls. Now, he's got this rope tied around him, and the rope keeps him from hitting the ground. all good. He's hanging onto this rope and he cries out for help. And the voice comes back, let go of the rope. And his response was, I can't. If I let go of the rope, I'm going to die. And the voice came back, let go of the rope. And he's hanging onto this rope out of fear. Pay attention. It's important. What are the ropes that you're hanging onto out of fear? So I wake up the next morning, I'm like, that's it. Divine intervention. God has spoken to me through Gary Keller. I'm going to let go of the rope. The rope for me was the fundraising business, because that's where all the money was coming from. And true to their word, they fired me. So overnight, I became a full-time real estate agent. At that time, I had sold one house. And I have an income that I need to replace. Now, the income at the time was $200,000. It doesn't matter. It's just a number, so just pay attention. I joined this team with the intention, the goal that the minimum I needed to survive was $100,000 a year. So I went to my team leader and I said, okay, here's what I need. I need you to map out what I need to do in order to earn $100,000 selling real estate over the next 12 months. He showed me exactly what I needed to do, beginning with the end in mind. And what we did is we came up with a daily strategy. Now, the daily strategy was focused on activities. It was not focused on results. My response to that was, cool, I can do that. This is very much what I did when I was in the fundraising business. No worries, I've got this. Now, at the time, I didn't realize, remember, it's 2001. I didn't realize that there was not a listing partner. That was my role. That had earned 6 figures on a 25% split. That's how much money I was making at the time, 25% of the gross commission. There was not a listing partner in the country that had earned 6 figures, and I'm all in. This is going to happen. 12 months later, I'd earned over $200,000 my first year in real estate. And not only did I hit the 6-figure goal, I doubled it. Now, whenever you hear me share stories like this, it's not to brag. It's because I want you to hear, if I can, you can. Success is simple. Follow the blueprint. Follow the daily activities that lead to the results that you want to achieve. All right, fast forward, we get to 2006. True to my word, I went out and started my own team, and it failed miserably. A year later, $200,000 in debt, we start over, and that's when the Dietz team started. And within a couple of years, we're back to even, and we're selling a lot of houses, and life is good. And then recession hit and the real estate market crashed. And in the next 6 months, 3 decisions, all my fault, by the way, 3 decisions led to me going $500,000 in debt. And now all of a sudden, adversity. Adversity is preparation for greatness. So what? Now what? So we created a plan in order to get back to even, in order to pay back the $500,000 that we were in debt, in order to build a successful real estate business in the worst real estate market the country has ever seen. And by 2012, we're back to even, selling over 100 homes a year, and life is good. 2015, we're doing really, really well. And I decide that it's time for another change. So I pursue a career as a team leader with Keller Williams. I moved my family to Coral Springs, Florida. I closed the doors to my real estate business that's grossing $900,000, $1 million a year. And I start a job that's paying me $72,000 a year salary. And at the same time, Lacey is diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So the plan to move the family to Coral Springs ended up being moving me to Coral Springs, while Monica, Lacey, and Colin stayed behind on the west coast of Florida as Lacey went through 52 weeks of chemotherapy. Adversity. Adversity is preparation for greatness. Over the next couple of years, between changing jobs, reducing my income, medical bills, and so on, we lose everything. We have to start over. Not only do we have to start over, but I have to file bankruptcy in order to protect myself from courts and creditors and everybody else who wants money coming after me and getting the money that I owe them. I get that. So that's 2017. Fast forward to 2022. Made the last bankruptcy payment, got back to even, paid back the debt that I owed, doing really well as a team leader, making good money. And I decide it's time to start over again. And I moved my family back to the west coast of Florida. Praise God, we're in Palm Harbor. We're close to my son, my daughter-in-law, my grandson, most importantly. Sorry, Colin. Sorry, Christy. Sorry, Lacey. And immediately I'm hit with roadblocks. You can't do this. You can't do what you want to do. And if you do, you're going to get sued for doing it. You better find a different path because the one you've chosen isn't going to work. Adversity. Adversity is preparation for greatness. Now, 6 months later, Rainmaker Training and Coaching is doing really, really well. We're signing on new coaching clients daily. We've launched this new platform that begins next week, $100 a year. And the goal is to get 1,000 people to sign up for this new platform, to be a part of Survive to Thrive training coaching podcasts twice a week, and to be a part of practicing and role-playing scripts 3 times a week. And registrations are coming in. Life is good. I've worked out an agreement that allows me to build my real estate team legally, staying out of trouble. And in 6 weeks, I have 8 rock star agents who joined my team and a long list of other agents who are coming soon. Life is good. Now, here's what I want you guys to hear. What I want you to hear is in 20 years of being in the real estate business, I've learned 5 things that are the key to success. And these 5 things are going to be the focus of Rainmaker Training and Coaching, and also my Survive to Thrive platform, which begins on Monday. And these 5 things are, I'm going to give them to you. Please write them down. The path to mastery in real estate. 1, mastering the conversations of real estate. You want to be successful as a real estate agent? Learn your scripts. Master the conversations of real estate. Be able to have intelligent conversations with people that allow you to shine as a real estate professional who knows what they're doing. Master questions asking. Master question asking versus selling and telling. Respond to questions with questions in order to help your clients make new decisions based on new information, in order to consult them versus sell and tell in order to get to the destination where they want to get. Master the conversations of real estate. Number 2, chunking down big goals. So you have big goals and you need to chunk these down. You need to chunk them down into a plan, into a blueprint that you're going to follow. You're going to chunk them down into a daily strategy focused on activities that are going to allow you to end up at the destination that you want to arrive at. Number 3, focus on lead generation and lead conversion. If you're in the real estate business, you're in the lead generation business and you're in the lead conversion business. If you're not hitting your goals, it's either because of lead generation or lead conversion. Which one is it? And I'm going to teach you and train you and continue to coach you on how you master both of these in order to end up where you want to end up. Number 4, use systems, models, and tools to systematically follow up. Use systems, models, and tools to systematically follow up. In other words, have a database, use your database, use systems, models, and tools to systematically follow up. And number 5, become the local economist of choice. Become a strategic pricing professional. Master marketing to attract the right buyers and negotiate like your life depended on it. Now, if you allowed me to spend time with you daily in order to help you master those 5 things, whatever your goal is, you will achieve it. There is no goal that's unrealistic. There is no goal that's impossible. Anything is possible. Everything is possible when you master these 5 things. And if you want to master these 5 things, keep working with me. Hit that link and sign up for Survive to Thrive training and coaching, practicing and role playing your scripts. It's a half hour a day with me. It's $100 a year. Break it down, whatever it is per day. Less than a cup of coffee, right? Okay. I hope you guys got value from what I shared with you today. I hope you were paying attention because there were a lot of lessons in that story. I didn't just share my journey with you for the sake of killing time. There were lessons throughout that story. I hope you heard them. I hope you paid attention. I hope that you watch this video over and over again. This will be the last video that will go on YouTube for the next 6 months. Now, what happens in 6 months, I don't know. But it's my commitment to you who are following me that you're the only one who's going to be able to see these videos in the future. All right, talk to me.